Hey guys, we got a great TWR coming up for you. I got my good friend John here from Cruise Addicts. We're gonna be talking all about cruising. You don't want to miss this. Your cruise questions, your wonderment, it's all getting answered right after this. Hey guys, welcome to this week's show. Hey, we're talking about cruising this week, so I wanted to bring in a cruise expert. I got my new friend John here. Hey John, how you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for having me here.
Welcome to the show.
I really appreciate it.
You are a cruise addict, right?
Right.
I mean, it says so on your business card, I bet, doesn't it?
It's pretty serious. I actually started a website called Cruise Addicts. It's an online community for those who love cruisers.
Okay. Must love cruising. Wow, that sounds pretty cool. Gotta remember that. All right, so what got you into cruise? What was your very first cruise? Because how did you get the cruise bug?
Well, it was actually a senior cruise, my high school senior cruise.
Okay.
It was in 1989 on spring break, and about 80 of us went on this cruise. It was on the Galileo Galilei. It was Chandra's Fantasy Cruises out of Miami. It was a 5-night cruise, and I was totally hooked. Obviously, it made such an impact on me. It was so relaxing. The crew treated us, even though we were high school students, they treated us like gold,
like adults.
Yeah, like adults.
Like real people.
Yeah, like real people.
Validated you.
Yeah, it was just such a great experience. You got to see the world for the first time. Everything was so nice. The ship was amazing. One thing I really like about cruising is just the superstructure on. Just even back then in 1989, this big, large ship that takes you around the world. I mean,
Go ahead.
how amazing is that?
Yeah, it's incredible how big these things are. I mean, they really are. I mean, they're floating resorts. You know, you can't even say they're floating hotels anymore. I mean, they're resorts. You've got, incredible pools, incredible entertainment venues, specialty restaurants. I mean, suites, all kinds of things going on that you would have in, the nicest, most luxurious resorts around the world, right?
That's exactly what I say. I said, look at the products, look at cruising as a floating resort, because it's exactly what they are.
Yeah, it's awesome. Where did that first cruise go?
It went to Mexico and Key West, so Cozumel and Key West, and it was amazing.
And did you grow up in Miami?
Yeah, we went out in Miami.
But you grew up there, so...
No, I didn't grow up in Miami. I'm actually from the West Coast in the Tampa area.
Okay, so you got to Miami. So you've grown up around the water, I guess, then, right? You've been around the water your whole life, so that kind of helped your love of cruising, I guess. Right?
Sure.
A little noisy behind us. It's our last sea day here, so we got a lot of people buzzing around on the ship. Everybody's kind of, anxious about the last night on board and getting ready to get home tomorrow. We've got a lot going on, so... what is it about cruising that you love so much? I know you said you were hooked from the beginning, so what caused that hook? I mean, you said you love the atmosphere, but, how do you keep it fresh? How do you keep that going?
Well, it's the simple things. It's not always what's in the brochures.
Okay.
For me, as a young man, when I was 18, it was just seeing the blue water. Once you get south of Miami and you see this blue Caribbean Sea, that just enriches your heart.
Right.
And then once you get then you get into real life, you grow up a little bit. My next cruise was 1996. You get so busy with life, and just to get on a cruise ship, you pay one fee, you don't have to unpack, and it's just escapism. And I really, really promote cruising to just, escape. It's not just a tagline. Get on a ship, relax. You don't have to worry about driving anywhere or paying for everything and all the nickel and diamond that comes with the traditional travel. Right. Just go out there and relax and escape your everyday worries and enjoy yourself, because life is so hard and so stressful. We all need to, we need to take care of ourselves in present day rather than worrying about, all the worries of life. Just, step down a little bit, take it down a notch and enjoy yourself and enjoy life.
Yeah, one of the things you hit on with me, I enjoy so much. I don't always do this, but I do kind of have some connection rules. Particularly, this is more of a working cruise for us, but particularly when I'm cruising with my wife Leslie and we're away for a time with us, I try to only connect a few minutes in the morning just to kind of check in on my laptop or Chromebook or whatever. But basically my phone, which I'm so connected to all the time, every day when I'm home or when I'm working, my phone becomes a camera. I put that thing in airplane mode. I still carry it around, because we're still taking pictures of our food and taking pictures when we're out and about. But that's what I like is, like you say, you kind of disconnect and reconnect to the ocean because I've got this firm belief that we're all connected by water, and that's not for today. But I'm like you, the water does something for me, man. Beaches and water and ships, love it.
Yeah, one tip I recommend is something I've had on my list of, that I published on the website, and it was actually handed down to me from people that came to my site, because granted I started the site in 1999, but there's people that cruising along before me, and they were attracted by the name and the community. But one tip I always tell people is, they said, kiss the ship good morning and good night. So if you're an early riser, get up before the ship is awake. Get on the outside decks, walk around, look at the wildlife, look at the sun coming up, and enjoy it. You can always go back to bed and take a nap or whatever you need to do. And then, of course, at the end of the night, walk around with your wife, or the one you love, and just enjoy the sea, enjoy nature. That's the real show. That's the real show. Is just right now we're looking out here. It's a beautiful sea, just rolling. You get to see ships passing in the shipping lanes. That's what I really enjoy. You can a lot of the other things. After a while, you've kind of done it, but just enjoy being outdoors and nature and just the whole relaxing experience. And just like I said, wind down, enjoy your family, enjoy your loved ones while we're all here.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is a wonderful way to relax. Cruising can be so relaxing. I like the longer cruises, myself. Leslie and I particularly, we like the crossings, the repositioning cruises, they're awesome.
Yeah, I've not done a repositioning or crossing that I really look forward to.
Oh, they're so relaxing because you have so many sea days strung together. A lot of people don't like the sea days, but I think I enjoy those almost as much as I do the port days because there's so many things to do or just not do. Like you said, you can get up, go have a coffee up on deck, get a picture of the sunrise, which I got a great one the other morning here. It's just one of the things that I love to do when nobody's around. The decks are wet, they're washing down the decks, getting the ship ready, for the day and for all the guests, and just hang out. But those longer cruises, those crossings are just wonderful. Our most recent one, we flew to Barcelona and took the ship from Barcelona across the Atlantic to San Juan.
Oh, wow.
And it was awesome. It was a great crossing. We spent some time in Spain, went down through Malaga, and then we stopped off in Tenerife and the Canary Islands, and then across the Atlantic, and spent some time in the Southern Caribbean before we ported in San Juan. It was awesome.
That's incredible because those are a lot of ports people might never visit unless they do that type of thing.
Yeah. Canary Islands are just beautiful. We just love Tenerife. So, what's your favorite place that you visited? What's your maybe favorite itinerary or favorite island? What's your favorite place to go?
I like Cozumel a lot.
Okay.
Just a little thing. Cozumel is just very relaxing. It's hard to pick one, but Cozumel is really great because it's so relaxing. You walk around, it's so authentic, and you can go there and actually have real Mexican food. Which, unless you actually have real Mexican food, you don't know what it really is because it's sure not Taco Bell.
It's not Taco Bell.
So
those rich mole sauces are just incredible, man. That's what hooks me. I love a great mole sauce and the ceviche. I just love the fresh ceviche that you find, like in Ensenada. We had a time in Ensenada, same thing. Just great food. It's awesome.
Yeah, I like the authentic experiences. As you visit some of these ports over and over again, it's nice to sit there and kind of become a foodie, which you obviously are, and you try. It makes you feel in touch with the place you're visiting, and you can have authentic meals and authentic places, and that's what makes it special.
Yeah, and there's not many vacations where you can go on the ship, unpack once, have your hotel move with you, and go to it. Wake up, you go to sleep in Cancun, you wake up in Cozumel, or you go to sleep in San Juan, and you wake up in St. Thomas, or depending on what time you leave San Juan, but you go to bed at one port, you wake up the next day, you're in a new port, right? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love it because to me that's part of what I was talking about earlier. It just relaxes you. You don't have to worry about everything. You don't have to worry about tolls or going through the transfer into the airport. And if you want to come back for a week and you want to have a more enriching experience for a week, at least you know more about the environment. You've had a tour or you've had an experience there, and I think it's great. That's why people kind of put a dig on cruising is it's not long enough. Well, you don't know anything about the place. Well, enjoy it. If you want to come back or buy a vacation home one day, now you know.
Sure. And it gives you an opportunity, like you said, to explore some places without committing, a few days or a week to that place and knowing what to do. I think it's awesome. So, what's your best stateroom tip? What would you tell people about staterooms, and how do you choose a stateroom? Are you a port side guy, a starboard side guy? Does it matter what side or where you're at on the ship?
Well, I like them all. I love aft cabins, and most of the people on cruise addicts are really big, and they've kind of made me aware of it because I just like a lot of everybody else. You know, if you're on a budget, you get the cheapest inside cabin. You might even get a a guaranteed cabin, which is the cruise line assigns the cabin for you. So, but you can get in for the lowest amount, because by letting the cruise lines pick the cabin location for you, if they have that option when you're booking, you save even more money. It might be actually up to $50 to $100 per person you can actually save just by letting the cruise line pick your location, just being flexible.
Okay.
But of course, aft cabins, they're the hard ones. They're the ones that actually are really competitive, because cruisers and cruise addicts like me, they want those aft cabins, those special suites that are maybe only 4 or 5 on the whole, on the whole ship. But of course, overall, like people ask me all the time, kind of like what you originally did, is okay, what cabin should I pick? Well, if you're worried about, a lot of times someone's wife might be worried about that, oh, if the ship's going to move, low, midship.
Okay.
So if you want a balcony, which of course I highly recommend a balcony, because this is a really big ship. If you want to bring the outside in, you don't have to worry about in the morning, for example, if you want to get your coffee and tea, you can sit on your balcony and it brings the outside in. You can watch all the wildlife I talked about earlier, you can just relax. And that actually changed cruising quite a bit, because previously when they didn't have balconies, you have all these people up on the open decks, because they want to see the ship pulling into port, they want to see the wildlife, and so on and so forth. Well, now you can just be sitting on your balcony, and some people stay on their balcony the whole time, quite a bit. So I highly recommend balcony, and of course, if you're looking for the price, get a guaranteed rate cabin.
Okay, awesome, great tips, Yeah, I think the balcony is really important, and depending on the type of cruise you're on and the length of cruise you're on and the itinerary, really. I mean, if you're going to Alaska, you got to get a balcony. Right?
Oh, yeah.
You can't go to Alaska without a balcony, because you can sit there if you're doing the inside passage or if you're doing Tracy on Fjord. Yeah, you can go up on the top, but you're not gonna want to stay up there the whole time. It's nice to be able to just, like I said, get a cup of coffee, order some room service, whatever. That's one of the great misunderstandings about cruising, is how room service works.
Yeah.
Clue them in, man.
Oh yeah, room service is great. And talking about a balcony, you want to feel like you're the king of the world. First, you're on this palatial ship, right?
Right.
And then you get like a fruit and cheese plate. You're sitting in your balcony having a glass of wine with your wife. Doesn't get much better than that.
Right. Really good. I mean, one of the things that we do, you can get breakfast anywhere on the ship. There's restaurants for breakfast. There's always a buffet breakfast, right? It's great, you can go do that. But we typically, most mornings, will still order room service just to get up and have a pot of coffee. So we'll order room service, get a couple of croissants, a pot of coffee sent to the room. That way you got some coffee while you're, before you're rushing out to go have breakfast or whatever. So, we typically have room service sent to the room just for coffee, which is awesome,
Yeah, and a lot of cruise lines they'll actually serve balcony dinners, right? A special dinner that you buy right on your balcony. So you actually don't have to leave. You can be in Alaska and you can get a special balcony dinner package. They'll bring the table, everything, set it up, a full dinner right on your balcony, and you're cruising the inside passage in Alaska. So that's awesome.
What a nice tip. I gotta try that, actually. I think that would be pretty
And
cool.
even they even have breakfast.
Even have breakfast.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I want them serving breakfast tonight. I can take my coffee out to the balcony. That is a nice tip. That's awesome. That's really good. And so with most ships, I don't want to say all because I don't want to, but room service is included 24 hours a day, right? You just need to tip your steward, your service person there that's bringing it to you, and room service is included 24 hours a day, just about any time you can get it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Now, some of the lines actually kind of backpedal a little bit after certain hours. There's a nominal fee.
Okay.
Because a lot of people, and this is the truth, a lot of people will order it. They may have a little too much to drink, and then they were delivering it, and then they didn't answer the room. So it's just a fact.
Awesome. Good to know. So just check your times guide on your room there and find out what's up with it. But it's definitely one of those little special treats that we like to do. When we're cruising and have a balcony, whatever. So, what else, John? What would you tell us about? What are some of your other great cruise tips? Those things that maybe we need to know that we don't understand. One of the questions I have, and you can probably answer this for me, is why have so many people not taken a cruise? Being in the travel business myself, I know that the number is close to about 85% of Americans have not taken a cruise. What is it? Is it the confined space? Is it the seasickness? Which, unless you're just in terrible seas, I couldn't imagine really seasickness being a big problem these days because ships are so large and so stable. But what is it that so many people have not tried cruising?
Well, I think obviously cruising still is just the growth is phenomenal.
Yeah,
People are excited about it. There's
Sure.
different generations. There's kids that cruised 20 years ago, and now they're bringing their families on board. So it's actually on a major growth, and they're building ships regularly.
Tons of ship,
many new ships come out every year. So I think we're actually on a really high projectile growth. But yeah, the negative ones you hear about as far as the reasons why is people say, oh yeah, I don't want to be confined on a ship. Like this is small. And what I say is, do you understand how big this ship is? And you tell them how big the Titanic was.
Right.
And then you compare it to this ship that we're on here right now. Well over 100,000 tons.
Yeah. We don't mention the Titanic while we're on a boat. It's like a rule I have. All right.
Okay, we'll just cut that. We'll just cut that.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm just kidding.
But I draw examples, and of course, there's a lot of infographics out there that show the size.
Yeah.
And these are just such big ships. But they say it's confining spaces. I don't want to be in port. I want to be in there longer. They kind of want to be there for a week.
Yeah.
And then also they'll say money or whatever it might
But
be.
it's a great value. I mean, there's almost a cruise to fit every budget. Like you say, you pick the right stateroom. If you're on a budget, just get that inside stateroom. Yeah, you'll be fine. We recommend we recommend balcony, sure, but I would recommend a 5-star hotel to you as well. Because it's going to be a nicer experience. But if you're on a budget, there's nothing wrong with that inside cabin. There's nothing wrong with an ocean view cabin with a balcony. You're still going to have a big porthole window. You can still go out and go up on deck and enjoy things. So there's almost a cruise length and price for almost every budget, practically. I mean, it really is. It's not, and I'm a firm believer that cruising is a great value. It's just a great value, and you got such a diversity of vacation locations that you can be. Right?
Yeah, and like we talked about earlier, these ships are floating resorts. Pick the ship that fits your lifestyle. What are your expectations for entertainment? What are your expectations on food quality and amenities? The different ships cater to different markets and expectations. So look at the brochures, look at the pictures, and say, is that the fun place you want to be? One of the tricks or tips that I have to say is look at the pool deck.
Right.
Do you see yourself there on that pool deck on a lounge? Is the lounge padded or is it not padded? Where do you sell yourself in that picture? Because it has to fit right with you, because you're going to be there for at least a week, just like any other resort.
Great point. And just kind of work out the numbers for yourself. Think about what you pay for a hotel room. Think about what you pay for food per person per day. Think about what you pay for entertainment if you were at any hotel, any vacation location you go. Because on a cruise, that's the nice thing about it. Your hotel room, your food, and your entertainment, it's all included for one price. So you basically know going into it what you're going to be paying, and you're pretty much done at that point. I mean, yeah, there's specialty dining that you can add on. There are, in the case of the cruise we're on right now, Carnival Live, we added on the Journey show, and that's an additional add-on that's not part of the regular entertainment. So most things are included in your cruise price. You know what your fare is going to be going into it.
Right, and especially with families, budgeting is such a big priority, just in today's market. So with a cruise, you can actually have all these things prepaid, even your gratuities, and this is our amount.
Right.
You know what the parking is going to be at the port, or what your airfare is going to be, and you can say this is what it's going to cost, and budget, of course, incidentals here and there.
Sure. And one of the tips that we have is go ahead and book your cruise for next year and start paying it off now. I mean, you've got months and maybe even more, a year or more, to pay for your cruise. So start, as John said, budgeting and paying ahead. And that's something that our agents can help you with the Kingdom Magic also, just to let you know that. But, let your travel agent work with you on that, what your expectations are, what your budget is, and then just start working towards that. And that's a great way to do it.
And you mentioned specialty dining, and one thing I've told people in different articles I've written for is special dining is special.
Yeah.
So a lot of people get distracted by the fee, the $35 per person, whatever it might be on your ship. I say do it, because I've never had a specialty restaurant disappoint. A lot of times the same meal at a land-based dining establishment would be $100 per person.
Sure.
Even on some ships they include a drink.
Right.
And so they're called special restaurants because they're special, so go ahead and do it. I'd highly recommend it.
Enjoy that night out, because in your hometown, that nice restaurant, or in your vacation town, that nice restaurant, just like John said, you're going to spend quite a bit more than what you would spend. And that one of the things I enjoy most, maybe you're different than me, but I enjoy cruising because when I sit down to our evening meal, our dinner, whether it's in the regular rotation dinner or whether it's in the specialty dinner, I look at the menu. You know what I don't see there? There's no prices there.
Yeah.
Right? I don't order from the right to the left. I order the other way, or left to right, And that's so nice that whether you get the filet mignon, or whether you get the fish, or whether you get the filet mignon and the fish, it's all included, and you don't, unless you order a drink or something, glass or a bottle of wine with your dinner. When you get up at the end of your dinner, you get up at the end of your dinner, and you're done. There's nothing, the gratuities included, everything's taken care of. It's nice.
Oh yeah, it's great. That's the part of the relaxing atmosphere.
There you go.
That adds up to you after a long vacation.
There you go. Absolutely. Well, John, thank you so much for taking time and sharing your awesome tips. You guys can find John at cruiseaddicts.com.
It's actually cruise-addicts.com.
Okay. Cruise-addicts.com. Of course, you can find it linked up below down there in our show notes. That's where you can find him. If you got any questions about cruising, hit him up. Hit us up at Kingdom Magic. We would love to help you out with any cruise questions that you have. I recommend it. Let's see. Yeah, I can get my other thumb up. 2 thumbs, 4 thumbs, way up for cruising. We love it. You're going to love it too. Think about those exotic, awesome destinations you've always wanted to visit, and there's a ship going there. I'll almost guarantee you that, with hundreds of ships all over the world, plenty of places to go, plenty of things to see and do. You're going to love it. John, thanks again. And guys, thank you for watching. Hope to see you right back here on another episode of Travel with Rick real soon. So long, everybody.
When it's time to plan your next vacation, you need the experience of someone who can help you make the best decision for your vacation dollars. With over 18 years of experience, Kingdom Magic Vacations can help you plan your next trip to incredible destinations like Disney, Universal, cruises, and all-inclusive destinations. Our team of travel planners are with you every step of the way. All you have to do is relax and enjoy your vacation. We do all the work. Call 866-972-6244 or visit kingdommagic.com to start planning your vacation today.
Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching this week's show. We're here on the beautiful brilliance of the seas. Look at this ship behind me. This whole ship, not this ship, but this whole ship is gorgeous. It's just absolutely beautiful. And this is Schooner Bar, one of our favorite places. We've been hanging out on the ship because it's all nautically themed like this. Just incredible. Listen, we wanted to remind you to drop your email address up there in the upper right-hand corner. That way you're signed up for our feed. Every time we put something new here on the blog, you'll be the first to find out about it, and you won't miss a thing. If you want to find out everything else that we're doing, check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/travelwithrick. That's where we put our question of the week. You can find out where we're going, hear what we think about where we've been, and hang out with other Travel with Rick friends. If you're on iTunes or YouTube, we have channels in both of those places as well. So check those out over there. Also, you never know where we're going to be, so check us out right back here next week for another episode of Travel with Rick. So long, everybody.